Hello my friends, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, June 16th, 2020. This is Jennifer. Very first thing I want to say is I found out last night that my beautiful and brilliant and very hardworking daughter is going to grad school. She kind of kept it under wraps. She'd hinted a little bit here and there, and she got in, and she's going to go back and study technical writing. She actually has 2 degrees in English and French, but she's discovered that technical writing is kind of her calling, so she's going to go back and get her master's in tech writing, and I'm really proud of her. This will put both of my children in grad school in the same school year, which is kind of crazy. So I'm over the moon. I just had to share that with you guys. We are outside again because I have been quilting my little heart out. These are 2 of mine and 1 of Susan's. So this little guy here is a quilt top that Susan sent me. I actually only have 1 more left, and that one is probably not going to be quilted by me. It's going to be quilted by someone I am teaching to quilt. This quilt, I did an overall meander. I used the same ombre thread that I used on 2 of the quilts that I showed you guys last week. It was already on the machine, and a lot of those colors were in this top, so I just left it, and I really like the way the dark thread pops. I received a large donation from Mary Ann. She sent me some fabric previously, and I've already started using it. The back and the binding on Susan's quilt top is from Mary Ann. It was a fun and easy quilt to quilt. It is now done, bound as you can see, and ready to go to the Linus Connection. The one next to it is a Tumbler quilt that I made out of pink fabrics that my friend Janice donated. I cut all these out on my Aqua Quilt with my tumbling block die. I had everything I needed but one. I had already cut them all out and I laid them out, and I just needed 1 more, so I actually cut 1 out of my own fabric, and everything else came from Janice's fabric. I thought it would be fun to do like wavy lines inside the tumblers, so I put it on my frame sideways, and then I just did wavy lines up and down to go with the tumbler, and I like it. It's not my favorite. I think I like doing a little bit more fancy kind of stuff better, but I like the way it turns out, and I think it'll be super cute when it's crinkled. The one next to it is also fabric that came from my friend Janice. These were very summery fabric. There's watermelon flesh, watermelon rind, and then there's like checkers for like tablecloth, and then some flip-flops, and I used my 8.5 inch die on my Aqua Quilt again. I think I told you guys that I did this big day where I cut all of this fabric. Anything that was under like a half a yard, I cut into all kinds of stuff depending on what size it was. These were half yard, and I think one was a 3/4 yard cut, but they all went together, so I cut them all into 8.5 inch squares, and this is what I came out with. I had originally thought I would do like another disappearing 9 patch, but as I was looking at the squares, I thought it would be really fun to get to play with the quilting on this and really just quilt something different in every square, and that is what I did. I did things that I've done before. I did a couple of things that were kind of new to me just to kind of mix it up, and I really had a good time with this one. And 2 of my favorite squares on this are the yellow ones. There's one that has 3 flowers in it that I added leaves to, which I've been trying to like figure out how to do flowers and then add leaves without like wobbling all over the place. I'm still working on making my hands really steady when I quilt. And then the other one was something I did on my son's quilt, which was like a meander with some stars added in. And so that's just me practicing my free motion to just figure out what I like the best, and I'm trying to add more designs in, and I find myself doing the same things over and over again, so I'm just trying to like branch out a little bit. So all of these are ready to go to the Linus Connection under ordinary circumstances, which obviously has not been 2020 at all. We would have a meeting on Saturday, but the church and the church property is still closed. They're closed at least until July. I believe they're going to just reevaluate in July, and then we'll find out from there. We are still collecting. We have donation locations at Honeybee Quilt Store, at Poppy Quilt Store in Georgetown, and then we have a couple of volunteers who will also take your quilts, and that's like all on our website. So if you're local and you're thinking about that's a thing you want to do, definitely check that out. So I was caught up. I had caught up on the quilting that I wanted to do. I told you last week I had a backlog and I was trying to get caught up, and I got to where I wanted to be. And then I don't know if you guys remember Liza. She used to do Talk to Me Tuesday. She had messaged me a while back and asked if she could send me some quilt tops. She did. She sent me 6. So I have finished my backlog, and now I have 6 quilt tops from Liza for the Linus Connection. They are a variety of sizes. So far, all I've done is measure them and put the measurements on the front so I can pull backs for them when I'm ready to quilt them, or maybe sooner, just depends on when I drag out yardage to do that. What I've decided to do is for every quilt of mine, every top that I make, I will quilt one of hers. That way I am not feeling like I'm behind on my own stuff, which is kind of what was happening before. As you can see, I did actually get 2 of my tops quilted. I want to get back to orphan blocks. I'm trying to figure that out because I don't really have access to my design wall, which makes it a lot easier to work on orphan blocks, but I'm going to work it out. I figure if I can do orphan blocks at retreat, I can do orphan blocks like in my living room or whatever. So that's going to be it for me. I've shared the quilts I wanted to share. I've shared Susan's quilt, and like I said, Susan, there's one more of yours, but my student is going to quilt that. I think that's it. I hope you guys have a good week. I hope you have a crafty week. I hope you stay safe, hug the people you love, and I will see you guys next week. Bye. My plans for more quilts. That's my new air conditioner turning on.